Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Patralekh Satyam and we'll be talking about digital banking today. When I was at university, I remember I had an ATM card or a debit card, and there were ATM machines almost all over the place, many times not reliable. When you wanted the money, it didn't have the cash or there was some network issues, but that is something else. So in a way, banks were digital, but yes, for most of the things you had to go to the bank. So except for withdrawing cash, and after some time you could even deposit cash in the ATM machines, but for the remaining things you still had to go to the banks. Fast forward 4 years, I got my first job and my first salary was credited. I got a notification on my mobile phone. Again, I did not have a fancy mobile at that time, and fancy mobiles as in the touch screens and the big screen mobiles, they were not even available. So I had a bar mobile, a small bar mobile. I got an SMS that the salary has been credited. And then I got a login credential to log into the bank's online portal. I could see my balance. I could see transactions. I could download statement. I could make transfers. I could make bill payments. So that was all digital. I was able to do it sitting at home. I could do it anytime I wanted. Now, 20 years later, we are still talking about digital banking and that digital transformation. So what is it? Is it that banks are still doing everything using pen and paper? No. Of course, there are some things that they are still doing. But for the majority of tasks, when it comes to me, I don't remember visiting a bank branch in last 10, 15 years. So what is it that we are talking about then? The banks already had these online portals. They introduced mobile apps, contactless payments, open banking APIs, wherein third-party applications can bring all your bank together in one screen. You can see in Bank of America, this is what I have in Chase, this is what I have in DCU, this is what I have. These are my credit card expenses, these are my loans, these are my mortgages. So everything is in one place. So what is remaining then, right? Let me take an example. Again, this is again from the same era. When I just joined the industry almost 20 years back or more than 20 years back, digital cameras suddenly became very famous, and many of us could afford that. It was great. You could take photographs even if you were not a photographer, not like those earlier cameras where if you shake the camera a little bit, the photos won't come clear and all those stuff. And then you don't need to go to the lab and get those rolls developed. It was digital. You just pull out the SD card, put it in your laptop or desktop, and then you can see the images, right? So now from there was a shift, and now most of us use our cell phones. And when the cell phone cameras started getting better, they integrated so well with our lives that now everyone to some degree knows photography and is using that. Even when I had a digital camera, I never carried it, or I carried it only on special occasions, right? But now with this kind of camera in our phones, it has integrated into our lives, whether it is scanning a receipt, taking photographs, video calls, and everything. So it is so well integrated. Just like that, when we say digital banking, the promise is it gets integrated into our lives. It's not a portal anymore. It's not a mobile app anymore where you have to go and do something and then in a reactive fashion you get the information. So that is where, when we say digital banking, that is where we want to go. With Gen AI coming into picture, this digital journey of banks has been expedited. So it's no longer about accessing services online. That's there. Yes, it is there. It is more about integrating intelligence and predictability into banking. Imagine a banking assistant, instead of might be reminding you or giving you some updates as to what you have spent, what you have not. It just you know tells you that you are about to exceed your monthly spending limits, or it automatically switches you from one product to another product based on your savings habit or spending habit, or the kind of offers different products are giving. So all that is like getting integrated. So from an era of where you were driving cars, now we are entering into an era where the cars are self-driven. So you don't do anything, you just sit in the car and it drives on its own. So just like that, the banks will be on a self-pilot mode, autopilot mode, and you will not be required to intervene. It will make all intelligent decisions for you, and it will take actions on your behalf. So that is where we want to take digital banking. We're getting a lot of these digital banking things in bits and pieces that are being provided by different fintechs. There are insurtechs, there are wealth techs, there are all these different types of fintechs, which are highly specialized in one or the other area. The bigger banks are still catching up with them, and they might take some time, and all those things are coming under this digital banking. So imagine all of that gets integrated and becomes more intelligent, and then it starts predicting what you are going to do next, and based on that it takes actions on your behalf. So something like, you drive into a gas station and you're already authorized, a robotic arm just pulls out of the fuel station and it puts the nozzle in your car. The gas is filled, the nozzle gets out, and you just drive out. You don't have to reach out to your wallet or your phone or credit card or anything of that sort. So that is the kind of integration we are looking for, or even more, right? So it has to be intelligent, it has to be real time, and it has to be predictable, and it has to be something so integrated that you don't even see it. Something like electricity. It is there. Without electricity, you are not going to be able to live even for a few minutes or hours, but you don't see it and you don't have to worry about it. Just like that, digital banking will take away all our financial worries. It will be on an autopilot, and it will be so well integrated that it will be something like your financial well-being is taken care by the banks, and you don't have to worry about that. So while banks have started their digital transformation journey several decades ago, with generative AI coming into the mix, with all these fintechs coming into the mix, that transformation is going to be much more disruptive, and it is going to make our lives much more simpler. It's not limited to digitizing the services anymore. It is about rethinking the way we do banking. If you like the video, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button and the bell notification. And do let me know if you're interested in learning specifics about the digital banking or any other banking topics. So see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.